All right, so we got the ranch purchased, and Monday morning I went and picked up the skid steer, which is the main tool that I'll be using. You can see Luis here helping me hook it up. The time lapses are just amazing to me, and how much sheer movement that we do in order to eat just the littlest things. So I finally made it into the ranch that evening, right as the sun was going down. As you can see, it was a little bit of a bump in my new cut there. So this is the camera sitting on top of the skid steer and the beautiful view of sunset as I'm driving in. I'm still trying to work on learning how to be a YouTube editor person, but while I've got this time, one of the next clips that's coming up is us picking up a culvert. And I really wish I would have filmed it, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes you get there and you just don't want to do it. But I've got like 10 seconds of him with the tire coming off of his tractor, and it took us about 2 hours and was totally sketchy. And in the future, I promise I will try to record those things because, man, it was an undertaking. In the drone here as soon as I got in because I wanted to try to get some shots of the frontage before dark, because I'm thinking about where I want to run power and kind of where the entrance needs to be. So although the drone was completely under my control, you can see that I nearly attacked myself with it there. Again, another time lapse here of just the sheer movement it takes to take all those straps back off, to get everything unloaded. That's the shear that I had on the other trailer that I needed the skid steer for. That last one was the forks that we put up on top of the trailer, which was kind of interesting and scary. Yeah, and here I go, just moving along until T-Rex or Godzilla pops out here in a minute. So the broker, Dan Goad, who's in Brazos Point, told me he had a culvert out there that I could use. And this is me and him loading that, which was a task.
A 4-foot diameter pipe, but it felt like 6 feet.
Hello.
Yellow. Hello. Hello. Echo. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow.
I'm 3/4 of the way, cut through my giant pipe here with my new reciprocating saw and the carbide torch tip. I just cut a hole in it with the cutting torch. I forgot to film, but it's been going swimmingly, and I'm gonna finish it, part of it now. I just can't get to the bottom, so I'm gonna have to twist it at some point. Piece of metal did come out and shoot and land on the bottom of my tongue. So don't stick your tongue out when you're doing this. There's no safety gear for that. New battery. Hey, Dad.
I may be here.
Cool.
Turned in where that gate is set up on its end.
Yeah, and you're driving up the hill?
Yeah. And I see the big trailer and a D-box. Hey. You want a tramp? Oh, I see all your shit.
And I see you. mean, I knew that was going to happen, but it was still shocking, as you can see in the video. So I'm glad that I had the camera going whenever that happened. You can see the kind of question marks above my head there whenever it first happened.
Sure can. Yeah. I could get a little closer if I unpin this, but I think if you just grab it.
Hey.
It'll match it. Yeah, I think if you lift it, I can flip this over and then we'll just bump it.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
There's a fulcrum and it wants to.
I hear you.
Yeah. You're in a not wonderful spot.
I think I need to pull the truck forward. That worked the way it was supposed to. Yeah.
What's up? Sitting here on the 5th of December, and I got a lot of stuff done yesterday. Luis came out and pulled T-posts for me on the frontage, and he hauled back the dump trailer, which I needed to get back to Coleman. Dad came out and he hauled back the flatbed, the 25-foot flatbed trailer that I had brought out the 41-foot culvert on, which was massive and scary. And I also bought a reciprocating saw and a carbide tip, and I cut that culvert in half, which I feel really good about. I talked to the surveyor who surveyed my frontage so I could get that cleaned off next week once they have the special, well, not a special meeting, once they have the county commissioners meeting on Monday. And God, he talked for like an hour. Super interesting though. I'm really upset about the Honeywell Ranch that Tarleton sold, because I think they sold it for $3,500 an acre, and I'm like, I'm just so tired of crooked. I don't know. You don't want to go out there and say anybody's crooked, but if they posted it, they posted it for 4 days, but like, where did they post it? And well, yeah, $3,500 an acre for that beautiful piece of property right there in town. Yeah, so I just got done with I slept poorly last night because I'm quitting smoking. So I had dreams of all things. And I forgot to put in my sleep mouthpiece that I use that helps me sleep wonderfully, which I never do. And I was in a hotel, so that was great. The other thing that I did is I talked to Brent, who's my neighbor, who is the best guy and a hard worker and knows how to do a lot of things. And he's going to, I've just got to flag out where I want to put those containers that I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a hoop container shelter is my plan right now. And yeah, he gave me a number for a rock guy. And yeah, so today I've got to flag that out, and then I've also got to clear the right of way for the power, and then I'm going to call my buddy Paul Taylor at Erath County Co-op and get that going. But prior to that, I try to get 2 pages in my journal in every day. The last couple days I've decided that 1 will do, so I just did my Duolingo this morning. I'm having a cup of coffee. I'm waiting for La Quinta's breakfast to start and for daylight to hit, because it's only like 5:50 in the morning. And yeah, maybe I'll get some stretching in after I get this done, and I will head out to the property and meet the welder there, who I'm quoting somebody on an entrance. I mean, Will did it last time, my brother, my dad, and my friend Jarrett helped, but I'm trying to get everything done quicker and easier this time, so if I can get a decent price, I will shop that out. That's all I got. Yeah.
That last shot was just a couple deer on the county road that morning with my nice piano music on the way in. And now what we got is a bunch of aerial and drone shots of kind of the area that I'm calling the camp for right now. And you can see a lot of what I'll be doing over the next couple of months, which is, that's the shear on the skid steer right there. And you got to go up to these trees and you got to kind of shake them a little bit, and then you can pop them out of the ground. And what I've learned is actually once you pop them out, at that point you really want to try to get as much soil as you can off of it, so you're not just leaving a giant divot. So you'll see on some of the cedars, whenever I pop them and then I kind of come back and I'll use it to kind of brush the soil back in the hole and basically just kind of make that spot nice so that you don't hit it in your truck. Right here is the entrance, so that's where I've cut a hole in the gate. I don't think it's going to be my forever entrance, but if you saw that last video of the truck driving in, it's like, you know, branches are hitting the truck. There's just a bunch of old mesquite in there. So I'm piling it up, and against my better judgment, I even made a pile there of some of the old dead stuffs that I could use. It's really nice seasoned firewood. Yeah, just popping trees. The last shot that you actually saw there while I'm chainsawing here was the right away. I basically needed 30 foot Erath County Co-op. I'll set some power poles so I can run it in my camp. So I went ahead and made the if they needed to get their trucks in, and I just figured they would appreciate it. And Brent, who also my neighbor, who did some work this morning, which was the following Monday morning, he did some work too, so it made it a little bit easier for him to get in there. Good luck. So I just found this chair and an old, what looks like a windmill tower that they had converted into a bow blind. And there's some fairly recent, some orange strapping here that hadn't lost all of its color yet.
and some other rigging lines. But one of the coolest places, there's some old wire. Oh yeah, old guy wires around this tree. I mean, maybe 50, 60 years old, or yeah, I don't know when they started bow hunting, or they were probably rifle hunting out of there too. But yeah, that's one of the coolest things about these old pieces of land that have been neglected. And you know, not everybody cares about this stuff, but this thing will be, with just a little bit of work, we'll stand it back up, get like a boom lift on the skid steer and stand it back up and see what we're working with. I bet it'll be fine. Got a nice ladder. Yeah, we'll be hunting from 20 feet in the air. No time. Clear out some of these trees and make a little feed plot in here. I'd already marked it for that. I am stoked about this little area. A little bit of blockage here. I think this has turned me around once before, so very satisfying. As long as we don't run out of fuel.
Forgive the language in the next part of the clip when I'm talking. Your discretion advised, kids. I was a little put out with cutting wood from my last job, so I vented that in the next scene.
That son of a bitch is ready to fall. Come on. Taking this piece home. Chainsaw smells like there's something wrong with it. Thinking about getting a new chainsaw. Wasn't planning on a chainsaw. That's shit this time. That's why I didn't cut any of that into cordwood. I'm gonna buy some cordwood. I'm over it. Tired of fucking cut wood. I'm gonna pay somebody else to cut wood like I pay somebody to clean my house. Except for the wood that gets in my way. In which case I will cut the wood. And I will occasionally stack the wood. I'm not fucking cutting firewood. Especially not out of this bullshit, whatever it is. Wear safety glasses when you do that. Clean up that stump. I'm gonna wear my safety glasses for. I should have been wearing the whole time. I'm gonna move on. At least I remembered to wear gloves.